Good morning, class 7. Today we will start with the second chapter of geography, Inside Our Earth. The Earth, our homeland, is a dynamic planet. It is constantly undergoing changes inside and outside. Have you ever wondered what lies in the interior of the Earth? What is the Earth made up of? Okay, before we proceed, I think you people are kids, and like when we were kids, we were very inquisitive to know what is inside the earth. And sometimes, I don't remember, somebody told us that if you dig deep inside the earth, you will find that there is water all around, there are crocodiles and all that stuff. So we used to be very scared that if it is very deep, then these things might come up. Yeah, I know it's kiddish, but then that is the inquisitiveness we had, and somebody, just to satisfy our inquisitiveness, gave that answer to us. You must also have jogged your brain thinking what is there inside the earth. So sometimes earth has been compared to an onion. Like when you peel off the onion, you will see that there are layers and layers inside. Same ways, when we talk about the earth, there are several concentric layers inside it. The uppermost layer of the earth surface is called the crust, and it's very thin. It's the thinnest of all the layers. It is about 35 kilometers on the continental masses. The main mineral constitutes of the continental mass are silica and alumina. It is thus called Sial, Si from silica and Al from alumina. The oceanic crust mainly consists of silica and magnesium. It is therefore called SEMA. Same ways, Si from silica and Ma from magnesium. Just beneath the crust is the mantle, which extends up to the depth of 2,900 kilometers below the crust. So just after the crust, you can see it is like the mantle. You can see it in the diagram given on figure 2.1. The innermost layer is the core with radius of about 3500 kilometers. It is mainly made up of nickel and iron and is called knife. Nickel and iron. Iron, the scientific name is ferrous, that's why Fe. The central core has very high temperature and pressure. Rocks and minerals. The earth crust is made up of various types of rocks. Any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth crust is called a rock. Rock can be of different color, size and texture. There are three types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. When the molten magma cools, it becomes solid. Rocks thus formed are called igneous rocks. They are also called primary rocks. There are two types of igneous rocks: intrusive and extrusive. From the name only you can understand intrusive, which is inside, extrusive, which is outside. So the rocks which are formed in such a way where the molten magma which comes out from the interior of the earth comes out, right? So they are known as extrusive igneous rocks. Sometimes they are very fine grained structure. Example is basalt. The Deccan Plateau has lot of basalt rocks. Sometimes the molten magma cools down deep inside the earth crust, and they are known as intrusive igneous rock. Since they cool down slowly, they form large grains. So that is the difference in extrusive fine grains and here large grains. You can see, since they cool down, they form large grains. Granite is an example of such a rock. Grinding stones used to prepare paste, powder of spices and grains are made up of granite. Rocks roll down, crack and hit each other and are broken down into smaller fragments. These smaller particles are called sediments. These sediments are transported and deposited by wind and water, etc. These loose sediments are compressed and hardened to form layers of rock. So this is what happens. They fall down, they break into pieces, then they deposit at certain place, and then things come on, keep on depositing in on that, and these types of rocks are called sedimentary rocks because those sediments are compressed and hardened, so they are known as sedimentary rocks. For example, sandstone is made from grains of sand. These rocks may also contain fossils of plants, animals and other microorganisms that once lived on them. Fossils is something which is very helpful in history. Like sometimes what happens that maybe some animal died or some plant was there, and because those sediments they keep on coming, that is compressed in between. Like you can say the example when you keep flowers and leaves in your notebook, and after like few months you see that it is sort of pressed. So same ways these animals, the plants, they are pressed, and that is known as fossil. Igneous and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rock under great heat and pressure. For example, clay changes into slate and limestone into marble. Rocks are very useful to us. The hard rocks are used for making roads, houses, and buildings. You use stone in many games. For example, 7 stones, hopscotch, 5 stones. Find out some more games by asking your grandparents or your neighbors. Okay, so you will be surprised to know that one type of rock changes to another type under certain condition in a cyclic manner. This process of transformation of the rock from one to another is known as the rock cycle. You have already learned when the molten magma cools, it solidifies and becomes igneous rock. Though these igneous rocks are broken down into smaller particles that are transported and deposited into sedimentary rock. When igneous and sedimentary rock are subjected to heat and pressure, they change into metamorphic rock. So the metamorphic rock, which are still under great heat and pressure, melt down to form molten magma. This molten magma again cool down and solidify into igneous rock. Therefore, it is known as the rock cycle. You can see it in the diagram. Now, rocks are made up of different minerals. Minerals are naturally occurring substances which have certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. Minerals are very important to humankind. Some are used as fuels, for example, coal, natural gas, and petroleum. They are also used in industries, iron, aluminium, gold, uranium, etc. In medicine, in fertilizers. Please do the question answers in your notebook. I hope you have completed your work in history, civics, and geography. If not, please do it. Take care of yourselves. Revise the chapter. If you have any queries, you can always WhatsApp me. Thank you, class. Take care.